Welcome back. Episode 30 of Rumors from the Korner. Today is Monday, December 9th. Good to be back. Jimbo, what's up, pal?
Man, I'm
How are you?
well, 30 episodes, man. This is pretty awesome in my opinion.
Yeah. Fun. Good times.
Honestly, I didn't think that I know you were in it, but I don't know. I'm surprised that I could stick it out this long, but I'm having a ball doing this, and we're only growing.
I've been having a blast myself, giving out winners.
We're only growing, man. I was up in Sioux City, Iowa, all last week. My daughter was playing volleyball out there. They finally finished up their season. Good run, Marion, but if you're ever in Sioux City, Iowa, I'm telling you, you got to go to Miles Inn. I mean, I told him I'd give him a little plug up there. I mean, this place is amazing. I got a big old bowl full of beer, ice cold chalice. They call them like schooners up there, man. But $4. You get a Charlie boy. Oh my goodness, that was like $2.50. I'm telling you. I mean, like it. I mean, I walked out of there for like $50 with a buzz and a hug from the old lady. You know what I'm saying? We had a ball. So, if you're ever in Sioux City, Iowa, go to Miles and Buffalo Alice.
Tell me no Jimbo.
Best pizza. Yeah. How was your weekend?
Pretty good. I was up in Indy all weekend for soccer.
How was the weather in Indy?
It was windy. It was cold.
Windy in Indy.
It
You're a
certainly
poet,
was.
didn't know it.
It was fun. It's all right. Team didn't do as good as I thought maybe they should do, but
Hell, that's just the beginning of the year, right?
good thing is I wasn't playing.
Yeah. I hear that, man.
All right, we got a lot to talk about. Let's jump in.
Oh, man.
Let's talk basketball. Let's start with that this week. UK, heck of a week. 8-1, number 5 in the country now. They lost to Clemson 70-66. Lamont Butler 16 points, 5 assists. Otega Owe.
Away.
Did I say it right?
Oh, yeah.
17
That's good.
points, 7
Good.
rebounds. Tough loss to Clemson. Thoughts about that?
I'll be honest with you. Clemson's not that bad of a ball team. That crowd was very hostile. Everything Clemson wanted to do, it worked out for them, unfortunately for Kentucky. But, you're going to have those nights. And we grew from it. I mean, look what happened the following Saturday when we beat Gonzaga, and we'll talk about that. But, no, I thought it was just a learning curve for our team, find out where we're at. Obviously you don't want to lose, but, we battled back. We were right there. We had a chance to win. So, I'm okay with it.
Clemson's got a lot of people back from last year, made the Elite Eight. Not a bad loss.
Yeah, like I said, everything, there were some bank shots that were going on in that game that normally wouldn't go on, but you know what? It is what it is.
Saturday night, late, they came back, beat Gonzaga 90-89 in overtime. Andrew Carr, 19.7 rebounds. Jackson Robinson had 18 points, 5 assists. Largest halftime deficit in school history, 16 points.
No, I don't think that's right.
They came back. I know it's right. It's tied with 2 other ones.
No, we were down to LSU like 20-something, almost 30. Came back and won with Patino.
That's true. I do remember that, too.
Yeah.
Was it more than 16?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was almost close to 30 points.
I knew it was a lot.
Yeah. But I will say this. 175 straight games, Gonzaga, when leading at the half by double digits. They had won 175 straight. No more.
Cats, baby. What can I say?
Hey, I'm excited, man. I really
I know you are.
I
would be too.
Dude. It's just refreshing to see, you go in at halftime and make adjustments. You know what I'm saying? We weren't the man-to-man wasn't working against Gonzaga. What we do, we come out in a 1-3-1 zone. We haven't seen a zone since Cal's been there. It's just, and I don't want to bash on Cal. He did great, but it's refreshing to see just new things being going on here.
I'll bash on Cal because Arkansas is terrible. They are not making the tournament. I'm just going ahead and tell you right now.
That's
Dude, they're terrible.
those are some.
They're not good at all.
You don't think?
UK's got a 5-game winning streak versus the top 25. Is that one right? You know?
Yes.
Okay. UK Wednesday, they got 8 o'clock. They got big time Colgate coming into town. And Saturday,
Brush your teeth.
That's right. Saturday 5:15, they got Louisville coming in.
Oh. Ho, ho, ho.
Kerr Krissa, he's got a fractured foot. He's out indefinitely.
3 to 6 weeks.
Don't think you're gonna miss much with that.
Hey, he's like the.
No, he's not.
He's our spark plug, dude. He gets us wound up.
He's gonna get you.
He gets us fired up.
He's gonna get you beat in March. Is what he's gonna do.
Oh, Kerr.
I'd rather play the Kentucky boy Travis Perry.
Oh, come on.
I'd rather play Travis Perry over Kerr Krissa.
Yeah, Kerr is he's the heart and soul of this team.
What has he done? He's hit like 4 threes in 7 games.
He hustles. He pushes the pace.
There's
a lot of things my man Kerr does behind the scenes that people don't know about.
He's a shit starter.
I love him. You know why you don't love him? Because he's not on your team. He's the exact kind of player you would like to have.
He's got a punchable.
Tell me he is not the kind of player you'd like to have.
He's got a punchable face. I can tell you that right now. All right, we're not talking about UK anymore.
I mean, you struck a chord. That's my favorite player.
Dude, I think he sucks.
Oh, my gosh.
What can he do besides shoot threes?
Oh, my. I just told
Absolutely
you what he can do. He brings a lot of energy to the team, which is
He's
positive.
a cheap shot artist.
Oh, my cheap.
He always has been. All right, enough of that. Louisville's 5-4. They've lost 3 in a row. They got dog walked by Ole Miss, 86-63. Chucky had 19 points. Then Sunday night, last night, they lost to Duke, 76-65. Terrence Edwards had 21 points. I like what they're doing. They're just they don't have enough.
Shorthanded.
They just don't have enough, you know. And it sucks because it's not Kelsey's fault. It's nobody's fault. It's just when you lose 3 out of your top 6 players, we can only compete for so long.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's not like you had, a bunch of studs at the beginning.
We're trying.
Yeah.
Trying.
Yeah. What about that SEC ACC challenge? I mean, I know we were one of the only SEC teams to lose, but man.
What about you? What about you trying to bet me last week on that? You probably did all this research. I hadn't looked at anything, and you're like, oh, we should bet something.
Well, I just thought, me being an SEC fan and you being an ACC fan, you go for a little something, The people like that.
No.
Yeah, they do. See, you still got the beard.
I know, but that was ridiculous.
Okay, maybe our next bet should be.
Those weren't even close. Those games were not even close.
Okay, I got one
Except
for you.
UK losing.
I just thought of a bet. If Arkansas makes the tournament, you shave your head. If they don't, I've got to grow what hair I can grow out for a year.
You can't grow any
But
hair.
no, I can't.
You cannot grow
It'll
hair.
grow around here. I'll look like Cookie the Clown from the Bozo Show. And I'll come around Kearns with a little broom all the time.
You'll have a
You
skullet.
go, hey, Cookie, come on.
You'll have a skullet. No, I'm not doing that. I shave my head, I'm end up looking like you.
Hey,
Dog
the
ass.
ladies like it.
All right, let's get back on track.
This is just a solar panel for a love machine. That's all this is.
Wednesday, 7 o'clock. Louisville's got UTEP coming in. I don't know anything about UTEP, but it's going to be a dogfight.
I know about UTEP.
Tell
They're
me.
from El Paso.
Well, we're going to talk about El Paso later on in the show. And then Saturday, 5:15, Louisville is at UK.
What's the spot going to be there?
I'm thinking, I knew you were going to ask this. I think it's going to be 13.5.
Whew. That's high, in my opinion.
Dude, you're Kentucky.
No.
We're playing a corrupt arena.
No.
Duke beat us by 11. You beat Duke by, what, 3?
Yeah,
4?
yeah.
Okay, I'll say. And then you get 4 points to the home court advantage. We'll say
this is a rivalry game.
I don't care.
What Vegas does when they put the number out, I'm thinking 10.
UK's won 2 in a row in the series. They lead the series 39-17. U of L has not won in a Rupp since 2007, 2008.
Wow.
It was a long time ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Brody, were you born then? No,
2000
Bro Dog wasn't even born then. Good Lord. He's driving, for Christ's sake.
Give me a prediction. I don't think it's going to be pretty.
You know what my favorite part of this game is going to be, though, honestly? Is when Pope and, what's your coach's name?
PK, Kelsey.
Yeah, when they go out to shake hands and start this whole thing off. I mean, that's going to kind of be the theme of the game, in my opinion. David versus Goliath. You know what I'm saying? Big Pope, little, Here's what's going to happen. Y'all going to come out fired up. It'll be a close first half, and then we'll end up kind of taking over there in the second half. I look for it to be a fun, entertaining game. If Louisville shoots the ball really well, they can stay in it, but I look for Kentucky to win by about 10.
I got UK by 18. Yeah.
I don't know. We're gonna find out.
I hate to say that, but
that's a lot of points, man. You're underestimating yourself.
What's your favorite game, U of L UK game?
Oh, favorite.
I know you've got a lot.
You know what my favorite one?
You got a lot. I don't have a whole lot.
Well, my favorite game probably was the Patrick Sparks game.
When he traveled?
He didn't travel.
Yes, he did.
See, I don't remember that. I don't remember that travel, and I just remember him hitting the three and then going to the line and sealing the game. To me, that was a fun, exciting game.
He traveled. Mine would probably be the Sosa shot because I can't really think of too many we've beaten you on the last 20 years. So I'm going with the Sosa shot.
But you know what? I mean, at least we're talking about the game this year. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's relevant. It's starting to be relevant again, I mean,
we had a UK mole coaching our team last year.
Oh, what's this
the last
about?
2 years.
UK mole. What's this mean?
Our head coach.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
What's that Steve Miller song? Go on, take the money and run.
Yeah.
God damn it. Bellarmine's 3-7. They lost 86-74 to Western Carolina. Ben Johnson, 22.7 rebounds. Dylan Branson stepped up that game because Jack Karinsky was out. He had 18 points, 6 rebounds. He looked all right.
What's up with Jack?
Well, now he sprained his ankle. He was having back spasms.
We got to get him healthy, man.
Yeah. I hope everybody knows that, Coach, and he just didn't tell me that. We'll just say it's his back then.
Hey.
Bellarmine beat Brussia 94-66 Saturday. Landon Hacker, 21 points, 7 threes.
Hey, we don't call it rumors from the corner for nothing.
That's right.
We got rumors.
Maybe shouldn't have told
Hey,
that
we
rumor.
got some rumors.
Hope
it could just be a
hope
rumor.
nobody up in Muncie, Ball State's listening to this. They might be. Saturday, 3
Hey,
o'clock.
we're worldwide. We're people in Sioux City are going to be listening to this now. I mean, I'm telling you, I'm out promoting this podcast.
Have you ever been to Muncie, Indiana?
I've heard
you
of
probably
it.
had for volleyball.
I've heard. They got good volleyball in Muncie, Indiana. A lot of good players have come out of Muncie.
There's not a lot to do in Muncie.
Oh.
But Bellarmine's got Ball State coming into town, rolling in Saturday at 3 o'clock. So hopefully they can get a victory. Need one. We need to get everybody playing. That's what we need to do.
Yes.
All right, we did this last year. Week 6 of the AP poll in NCAA basketball. Since 2004, the top 12, one of these 12 teams,
get your pens out,
is going to win the national championship. Okay? So it's either going to be Tennessee, Auburn, Iowa State, Duke, Kentucky, Marquette, Bama, Gonzaga, Florida, Kansas, Purdue, or Oregon. Write those down.
Yeah.
That is where the winner is coming from.
And
20 years straight.
Yeah, and I'd almost have to agree. Wouldn't you agree looking at that just from what you've seen so far in college basketball?
Yes. I'm totally with you. The SEC obviously is They're looking really good. They got 4 really, really strong teams up top. Marquette's good.
See, I don't
Florida's
think,
in there too.
Well, they haven't. Florida, we're going to tell this weekend, okay? So Florida's got Arizona State this week they're playing, and they've also got there was another one.
North Carolina.
North Carolina. North Carolina. Thanks, bro, dog. Where's your microphone at? No mic? Okay. So,
All
yeah,
right.
we'll tell a lot on Florida this week.
All right, let's move quickly to high school basketball. Couple games this past week. Male beat Trinity 76-58. Cole Edlin had 23 points. Jaden Johnson was out; he did not play. So you pretty much take this, rip it up, and
Yeah, I mean, I got a
throw it
little
away.
report on our man Jaden there. I spoke with his father, and he said he just kind of wanted to bring him back slow, not to worry. Everything's gonna be okay.
St. X beat Spencer County 91-62. Jeremiah Johnson, 15 points, 4 rebounds.
Is that the freshman?
No.
No. What's the freshman's name? Bro dog?
Trying to think.
Josh Lindsay.
Josh Lindsay.
Josh
yes.
Lindsay.
He made some Twitter highlight films over the weekend. didn't
Yeah,
he?
he's a freshman. He's a high riser. Had a couple pretty awesome dunks. We don't get a lot of dunks like that. over
No.
on
I mean,
Poplar level
yeah,
road.
yeah. I
Very
mean,
much so.
you got Mr. Jackson on that team this year too, as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean,
Yes.
St. X is going to be tough, man.
I might have said Jeremiah Johnson when I should have said Jeremiah Jackson. Yeah.
Okay.
God, you're
Man, I mean-
fact checking the shit out of me today.
I didn't know if they got I knew his first name was Jeremiah, but I didn't know if they had a Johnson and a Jackson.
No, you're right.
Good thing
wrong.
I'm here today. Good Lord.
All right, high school football. Let's give it up for the Rocks. Trinity 42, Ryle 23, 29 titles for the Rocks now.
29.
What were you thinking? Ryle was up 14-0. What were you thinking?
Man,
Like,
I was.
Oh boy.
Okay, so here I am. I'm on a plane, and I've got the Wi-Fi, so I'm trying to watch the game on the plane. However, it's so far behind that I'm getting updates by Jason Franks via Twitter way before the touchdowns are even happening. So anyway, I got to turn that off. Now I'm just strictly listening. I'm listening to the game, and because I was freaking out, 14-0. I saw my boy Sonny we'll talk. We won't talk about that too much, Sonny, but somebody jumped over Sonny, got him a big touchdown. Little guy, big man. They get up 14-0. They're going crazy. Everybody on the radio is going, listen, this team doesn't look like they're coming out to play. And then all of a sudden, it was almost like a fighter got hit in the mouth. Pop, pop. All right, we're awake now. Here we come.
Zane Johnson 100. Zane Johnson 195 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jamarian Berry 2 rushing touchdowns for the Rocks.
Hey, I've got to give a shout out to
2 pick sixes.
Hey, my boy Junior, Mr. Hughes, what a game you had. Didn't even know he's going to be starting to the last second. St. Edward alumnus. He gets thrown in there to start middle linebacker and just has a day. I mean, had a day. The big man on the line, my man Dakari, the first touchdown, blows up, little roll out there. He's coming. It was nice. So I had to give a shout out to my boy.
Our man Miles Howes did not have an interception, but I think he might have led the team
in
in
tackles.
So
Bright future for that young man.
bright
And I'm
future
telling you
for
what,
the whole team. Shit, they got a bunch of sophomores
Man.
and juniors. They're going to be loaded.
I've already got the T-shirt I think made up for next year.
Oh yeah,
3-peat for 30. What do you think about that?
it's pretty good.
3-peat for 30.
Better go to the bookstore and
I'm getting
drop
the copy,
some
I'm
off.
getting the copyright on it as we speak.
Also in the 3A state championship, Cal won over Union County,
Job,
42-21.
Cal.
3-peat.
Way to keep it in the Ville, baby.
That's right. 5th title in 9 years. Connor Hodge, 4 rushing touchdowns, 137 yards rushing, 225 passing yards, 2 touchdown passes.
I'd be curious to see the way that school continues to grow. You think maybe they might move up in class a little bit here soon, or I mean, I'm not really sure how the KHSAA decides this, but I do know that it changes every year.
It goes by enrollment,
right? So I think maybe who knows? I mean,
Cal gave Manual their only loss at one point in the year, so
yeah.
Be interesting to see Cal play a 6A schedule.
Yeah, at least throw some in there.
I did see they started like 2 freshman linemen though.
Oh, really?
So that might be an issue, but
yeah.
All right, no more talking about high school football this year. So congrats to those 2 teams.
But I'm excited about the basketball season though. We're gonna be coming at you. You know what? I've even got this new. Brody's got me this microphone I haven't even utilized. He's gonna teach me. I'm going to start going to some of these high school games, maybe get some clip footage of, maybe some interviews or something.
That'd be great. We're branching out.
We are. Just keep subscribing, and we'll keep working for you.
All right, the NCAA football playoffs came out. We did see Louisville is going to the Sun Bowl in El Paso. Which I think myself and a lot of other fans are gonna El Paso on this game.
But you know what? It's funny. My boy Rocco was not in a very good mood yesterday because I don't think he wanted to go to El Paso either.
Shit, we went to San Diego last year. I mean, they're taking us to the farthest spots ever.
But you know what? At least you're going to a bowl because we're not.
Well, yeah,
and we are having a mass exodus right now in our program. I think us, A&M, and maybe one other school has had more people enter the portal than any other college football team.
There's a lot of rumors from the Korner about U of L and UK's team.
We kind of touched on it a little bit. We're kind of hearing maybe a big wide receiver at UK, last name not Berrien Brown, might be coming to U of L.
Let me tell you this. Since we're talking about people, Dane Key had more receiving yards in his first 3 years at UK than anyone they've ever had.
Really?
Yeah. So who are you thinking about? What were you going to say about your rumor?
Yeah, I think that's who I'm maybe hearing.
Where do you think he might be going?
Louisville.
We'll see. I know Louisville's got a bunch of people on campus. I know they're looking at the USC quarterback also. This is the time. It would just
kind of make me wonder though, because what I heard though was Dane was wanting to go to a place maybe where he could win a championship. I didn't know if they were talking about a conference championship.
Right down the
that's
street.
The only championship that you all are going to be winning.
Right down the street. All right, let's talk about anything. Anything that you want to talk about on these playoffs. I got a couple things.
Well, first of all, were you surprised with anything that came out?
No.
Just all the teams.
Last week, SMU is in it. Okay, they go to the conference tournament. You're not going to kick them out for losing in the conference championship.
I agree.
They're already ranked ahead of Alabama. Alabama, don't lose to Vanderbilt. Like, there should be a rule. If you lose to Vanderbilt, you're automatically done. You're done. Like, done. I don't care. Oh, Vandy was good this year. They're 6-6. They weren't that good.
I don't even think
they lost to Georgia State.
Honestly, I don't think it was the Vandy game that kept them out.
Oklahoma?
Yeah. It's just the way Oklahoma beat them up.
Beat down.
I mean, they weren't no good. They weren't no good this year. I wasn't too upset about that. Even I told our boy Fat Ball Guy, I said, I don't think you should be punished for playing in your conference championship game. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Because it's not fair that you have to play in that game and somebody's just sitting on the outskirts looking in. To me, that's not fair. Speaking of Keelan Dan, he's been doing a great job for us. What do you got for us this week, Keelan Dan?
Good morning, Clay and Jimbo and all the boys down in Louisville at Kearns Corner. Let's do this. Last week, 2 winners at the fairgrounds. Turfway long shot didn't run. The other horse got scratched. We gave out a bunch of games last week. Illinois Northwestern, Northwestern home team, St. John's home team, Ohio State home team. The only one we lost was the Zags blowing the game to the mighty UK Wildcats. And hey, I know a lot of people down there are happy. So we'll take 3-1. So anyway, let's go to this week. We got more home teams. We got IU visiting Nebraska. For the people that don't follow college basketball, Nebraska does not lose at home. They stink on the road, they win at home. So be careful. I'm taking Nebraska unless they end up favored by a bunch of points. But if it's 1 or 2 Nebraska or 1 or 2 Indiana, I'm betting on Nebraska. I think they're going to win. Colorado's at home against South Dakota State. I think Colorado's going to win that game easily. Texas A&M is at Purdue. Now, that game's a little tricky. Texas A&M's good, but if the spread's low, like I think it's going to be, I'll take the home team again. Purdue's really good on their home floor. They're not near as good as last year. I think people are finally figuring that out, but the strength of Purdue's their guards, so it's the same way with Texas A&M. I think Texas A&M is going to struggle on the road to score. I like Purdue in that game. Now, everybody wants to talk about the Louisville, Kentucky game. Guys, Louisville's all beat up. Kentucky should blow them off the floor. I think this game's going to be about 90 to 70, 90 to 75, somewhere in there. So depending on what the spread ends up, I mean, if they put the spread way too high, then just don't play. But if they put it where we think it's going to be, I think UK is a cinch. So now let's go over to the horse racing. We got the fairgrounds, 4th race. We got a 9-2 shot. Number 8, BWP Spirit. Outside, sprinting, going to stalk, pounce. We've been doing really good at the fairgrounds. Unfortunately, by giving these out like this, everybody seems to get pounded no matter what odds. I think last week we were 5-2. First flash was 2-5. The 2-1 first flash was 1-9. Now they migrated back up to around even money and they both won, but unfortunately, when you give things out and we get a lot of listeners and subscribers, and we want everybody to do that, our price could get crushed. So anyway, BWP Spirit, the 8 is 9-2. Hopefully we can get 3-1. Now you flip over to Gulfstream, and I was going to show you this video, but we'll pass on that. In the 6th race, Todd Pletcher's got a first-time starter that had a really nice work the other day. Now it makes sense why they're sending her a mile by watching that work. Her name is Ruth. She's not in against much. She's going a mile. There's no odds out yet. I'm thinking we're probably going to get 2-1, 8-5, but her work was really good, but it wasn't fast. It was like she was just on cruise control all the way around the gallop out and everything. So I like Ruth a lot. Now, let's go to what we're going to share today. We got a little bit of time. The 8th race at Turfway Park, 8th race at Turfway Park. We are going to go and show you this if it works. I think it is. I think it's working. We're almost there. I always forget to hit the share screen on Zoom. There we go. Trust Fund Philly. If you look at this horse, Peter Urton, it's strange these California trainers keep coming to Kentucky. I wonder why. But started him off in the slop. Had Jose Ortiz, wasn't favored, was 5.5 to 1, runs a 78 number and runs a great race. But we can tell doesn't have a ton of speed, right? And sometimes that really hurts sprinters unless they can go long. Now we go to Keeneland in the Myrtlewood and drew the 9-hole, and they crushed her down to favorite. So that's the race I want to watch. She is the 9, Trust Fund Philly, in the navy and silver. So she's the number 10. There. Can't miss her. Making a solid move, but it's hard to make that move at Keeneland, right? It's really hard to make that move. That's Echo Sound, who's really nice horse. Here she comes, the gray. Run a good solid third in there. Good solid third. And now she gets a solid post here. When you look at the other fillies in this race, a Presque Isle shipper, Indiana shipper, Belterra shipper, 40 numbers, no way. This horse could be a little tough here. Broke her maiden at Keeneland, my little punky, lost to Muhima. Then you got a Laurel shipper, a claiming horse, Mike McCarthy for Mark Stanley, Tempers Fly. I know they like her. But there's Trust Fund Philly, destroyed her in that race. So when you look down here, Lobo's got a horse on the extreme outside that broke her maiden at Indiana. I mean, I just keep coming back to her saying Trust Fund Philly. If we get a 2-1 or something, the only way she loses is if she just doesn't like the Tapeta. Victor Chaminad's fine at this level of rider. The trainer's really good with 2-year-olds. Not so great on the synthetic, but she's got the perfect style for Turfway. She's going to sit mid pack. She's going to make her run. She's a gray filly. I love the grays just like most people do. So anyway, Trust Fund Philly is the horse in the late pick 5, 8th race. It's a long way to wait on a Saturday because you're looking at 8 or 9 o'clock. But hey, you're out having drinks, make a bet on her, leave it, single her in the pick 5. Hopefully the pick 5 we can hit. So we got BWP Spirit, we got Ruth, we got Trust Fund Philly, we've got Nebraska at home, Colorado at home, Purdue at home, and of course the UK Wildcats. I think this year we got to give Louisville a pass. I mean, Pat's doing a great job, and the injury bug hit. What are you going to do when you got to bring in all those transfers in your first year, and then you hit the injury bug? You don't have the depth. So by next year and the year after that, he'll have more and more depth. And we all know what the kind of job Mark Pope's doing. My Lord, the adjustments this guy's making. I mean, nobody at UK seen adjustments in 15 years. I mean, he is incredible. That halftime adjustment, the switch up those defenses to go 1-3-1 down the stretch, had Gonzaga all messed up. They didn't know what to do. Great job, Coach Pope. I know he's winning a lot of fans, even up here in the north in Cincinnati. But anyway, I'm FBG. Thanks for having me again, Jimbo and Clay. Let's have a great day.
Thanks, Dan. Appreciate it, man. Keep doing the good
Thanks,
work.
Dan. Appreciate you. I think that Oregon did not get any favors. I mean, Oregon's got to play the winner of Tennessee and Ohio State.
Yes, and let me tell you, you know what's funny about that?
I mean, it's like, are you shitting me? Why wouldn't you put like SMU and Penn State going against Oregon?
Exactly, the number 1 team in the nation who has not lost a game, who has done nothing wrong. I feel as if they have one of the harder brackets to get to the national championship game.
They're gonna have to change that next year.
Oh, I think there's going to be a few changes. Honestly, I foresee them going to 16 as opposed to 12.
I hope.
What would you?
I would love to have 16.
What would you think about this? And I don't know if this
I like how they're doing it, though.
I don't know if this is fair or not, but scuttlebutt. Go to 16 teams, 4 Big Ten automatics, 4 SEC automatics. What do you think about that?
No.
I think, though, if if they do go to 16, I think that's what'll happen because them two conferences are running.
If Georgia Tech would have beat Georgia 2 weeks ago, that would have thrown everyone's logic about SEC and ACC away. Totally. Because then our number 17 would have beat Euro's champion.
I understand. That's one game, and it's a rivalry game. I understand, though.
I don't like the automatics, like I said, if Alabama, you lose to Vanderbilt, I don't even think you should be
and I'm not arguing.
That's just
for
me.
That. And I'm not arguing for that. Obviously, what screwed everything up was Clemson winning this ball game.
Yes, totally.
SMU, in my opinion, was better than Clemson all day. They got in a bad spot right off the game, threw them off their rhythm. They finally, once they got in a rhythm, you saw what they did to them. So, and not only that, but Texas is favored by 10 to 11 points over Clemson.
They should be.
Well, I agree. What's your most intriguing game of the first four?
It's got to be Tennessee at
And
Ohio State. Listen to this real quick. Ohio State's 2-13 versus the SEC in bowl games. Ryan Day is 0-3.
And that
They might be booing him after what happened last week.
That goes back to the old saying, what does marijuana and Ohio State have in common? They both get smoked in bowls. But the thing is, Ohio State gets to play at home. Okay? I think after losing that game to Michigan, they've got something to prove. But we'll see. The most intriguing game to me, first round, is Purdue and IU. IU and Notre Dame. That is going to be awesome.
You see how much tickets cost to get in?
I saw the cheapest one. Doofus told me the cheapest one was $1,000. Is that about right?
That's amazing.
Yeah. But how cool is that, though? When was the last time IU played?
Well, Notre Dame won't play IU.
Right.
They just...
Oh, man. If I'm an IU fan, I'm going to this one, dude.
Absolutely.
And you've got a shot. You've got a legit shot.
Yeah, they do.
One thing, though, is what kind of scares me. I know Notre Dame lost to Northern Illinois, but they haven't lost since. Strike the schedule, but nobody's talking about them.
Louisville should have beat Notre Dame. They were never going to let Notre Dame lose 2 games in a row.
Yeah.
2 home games in a row.
Right.
And remember the old double pass interference? You remember that? First time you've ever heard it? Me too.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen it again this year.
Hey, valid point.
As our receiver is getting thrown down to the ground on the 5-yard line, about to score, and they call double interference. So
valid point.
I don't know if the refs will let IU beat Notre Dame.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
You know what's funny is, so that Ohio State Tennessee game, the football game, is the exact same date and time Ohio State plays Kentucky at Madison Square Gardens on the 23rd. How many Ohio State fans are going to be at that basketball game?
None, but I don't think many would have gone anyways because they're not very good this year.
I did see they're getting Aaron Bradshaw back, though.
That's great.
Could help.
At this point, he's just a name. He hasn't done anything.
You're right.
All right, leans last week. I went 1-0 in my leans. Gave you the over in the Army Tulane game, which I wouldn't say was easy, but it went over by about 10 points. So
that's pretty easy.
But there's one game and one bowl game this weekend, and Army versus Navy. Army is 5.5, 40.5. And I know you've been getting on me about, so.
Oh, shit. Heads up. Here we go. Oh, baby.
Unbuckle. This spread is so off. I would run to the windows. I ran this afternoon when I saw this. The over-under's 39.5. This is going to go way over. Way over. I think Navy's terrible, but I think Navy might actually score a couple touchdowns. And Army is just, they scored.
Hey.
what, 40 on Tulane last week, 30, 35.
I'll tell you one thing. I haven't seen you this excited.
I couldn't believe
since
it
your
when I
girlfriend came back from giving birth on WLKY. I mean, you are fired.
Whoa.
Up, Jack. You are fired.
If Penn State also gets past SMU and has to play Boise State, which I don't even know this would work, but since 2000, no coach has a worse record than James Franklin against AP top 5 teams. 0-12.
Yeah, 0-12.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Another one to keep your eye on. We're not going to talk bowls this week. We got all next week. We'll have a good
Yeah,
old
we're
time
going to
talking.
slice and dice, dissect them, updated lines.
Another one that just off the top of my head I saw. Miami of Florida is -1 versus Iowa State. Miami of Florida will beat Iowa State by 2 touchdowns at least.
Is that the bowl game that's being played?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, all right, let's move on. A little NFL action.
NFL.
Pretty interesting week. Detroit beat Green Bay 34-31. That was a
great
classic game.
Great game.
Detroit just all they do is win.
It's the culture, man. That
Yeah.
coach has been doing it. He's been talking about it for 3 years, man.
If you haven't seen him after the games, he always talks to the team. It is so cool.
It's awesome.
He gets so fired up. He
Yes.
gets me fired up.
Yes.
Pitt beat Cleveland 27-14. Not good for the Bungholes. Philly 22, Carolina 16. This was a little intriguing. Some guy from Kentucky
I heard about
bet
this.
$3.1 million on Moneyline Eagles, and I didn't watch the game, but I heard they got pretty lucky.
Oh, buddy, it was a sweat. We were up at the beach talking about this. I was thinking to myself, if you've got that kind of money, does $440,000 really excite you?
Not really.
Or would you rather put down $440,000 to win $3 million? What would you do?
I definitely wouldn't be betting on the Carolina Panthers. I will say this. You know who's got the longest against the spread winning streak in the NFL right now?
Who?
Carolina Panthers.
Really?
5-0 since November 1st against the spread.
Well, their quarterback came back and he
Yep.
started playing good.
Yep.
I guess, they say the greatest motivator is the bench. I showed you.
Saquon broke the single season record for rushing for the Eagles in their franchise.
Another NFL record, Josh Allen. Did you see what he did the other night?
I didn't.
3 touchdowns running, 3 touchdowns passing. First time
They lost
in NFL history.
44-42
Yeah.
to the Rams. And then what about Kansas City? They win again 19-17. Lucky as can be.
Lucky. Sugar Shane, they are so lucky.
Kansas City's 0-7 against the spread in their last 7 games.
Are they really?
0-7. I think they're 6-1.
And what do we always
record-wise.
say?
Good teams
win.
Great teams
cover. We'll find out.
All right, this week we got this Thursday we got the Rams at San Fran. That's gonna be a good game. San Fran's 2.5, 48.5. We got KC going to Cleveland. KC's 5.5, 44.5. This might be the last week we talk about the Bengals,
Buddy,
depending on what happens against Dallas. But for you and for Dan, I know you are Bengals fans. Since he's 5 and 47.5 at Tennessee. Tennessee is not good.
I know.
So if they don't beat Tennessee,
listen, I've got this figured out.
okay.
Okay. I've done some research on this. Okay, so we beat Dallas tonight. Okay, we're favored in that game. We go on the road to Tennessee. We're going to be favored in that game. We're going to win that game. We come home. We're going to beat the Browns. Then, so now we're on a 3-game win streak. Everybody's kind of talking about the Bengals again. Who do we got? Who are we playing? I'm telling you, this is all drawn up.
What's your all's record? I'll let
Denver.
you finish.
Denver is coming to town. Remember what I've told you for the last 3 weeks. All we have to do is have a better record than Denver. It's going to be in our hands. We beat Denver. Now we're going to be tied for the wild card. We're going to go into Pittsburgh the next week. win on the last week against Pittsburgh, slide into the playoffs. The defense is on. They've turned things around. My man's got it all turned around down there, and Joey B is going to take us to the promised land, playing Detroit like I called it all along. Am I crazy?
What's in your water?
Am I crazy?
So you're going to win 5 games in a row.
Yes, we're going to win.
But
we're going to end up.
What's your record? You did 4-8?
Yes, so we're going to end up 9-8 and slide into the playoffs.
I wish you luck, brother. You
telling
got to win tonight, and Dallas is god awful.
I know. It's going to happen. I'm telling you, it's right. It's right here in front of me. I can see clearly now.
Big game this week. We got Pittsburgh at Philly. Huge game. Battle of Pennsylvania. Philly's 5-43. And then a monster game. Buffalo is going to Detroit.
Ooh.
Detroit's 2-54. Wow.
That's
I'm gonna have to watch that
could be
game.
a Super Bowl matchup right there. You know
It
what
could
I'm saying?
be.
I mean, both of those teams playing out the mind. You got any leans in the NFL this week?
I had to travel some Sunday, so I didn't really get to watch too much.
I've got two for you. I like the Colts catching 4 on the road versus Denver. I kind of look for them to win outright. Just because what I'm saying here is all going to line up.
Okay.
You know? And then my other one, Geno Smith has got these boys rolling a little bit in Seattle. I picked against them last week thinking Arizona was good. Green Bay's coming into town in Seattle.
3-point favored.
Right. I love Seattle catching 3 here.
Seattle is good.
They're sneaky good. Their running back Walker did not play last game. However, their backup came in and did just fine. So just another one there. Two underdogs I like this week. Yeah.
All right. Everybody listen up to those. Especially the Army-Navy over.
Oh, baby. Unbuckle.
It's my second unbuckle of the year.
oh.
I'm undefeated. I'm 1-0 in unbuckles.
I love it.
All right, everyone, thanks for tuning in today. We always have a good time. Hope you learned something from us today. And good luck. UK on Saturday, 5:15. We'll have a lot.
That's a perfect time for that ball game too.
I'm with you.
5:15 is a perfect time. You don't got to get started too early. You get started about 3:30. You know what I'm saying? Run right through the night.
Skip dinner and just keep drinking.
Hell yeah.
We'll see y'all next week.
All right.
Thanks for tuning in.